Everyone doing? Right. Isn't it just so beautiful to be out on a it's Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday evening in the summer. It's just beautiful. We're so grateful that you all decided to come and gather and hang with us for this evening. Yeah, thanks for making us feel so welcome. You seem really lovely. Thanks.
Love you, Winnie.
Oh, God, I love you back. Are you single? And a hush fell over the crowd.
There's something
Oh my
going
God,
on.
like that's the real scandal we have to deal with these days. Anyway, here we go. We're going to play a beautiful tune for you. And as Seamus was saying to you before, we're playing, we went back to our older catalog, like our earlier years when we first started. We were young pups, like in our early 20s, living in New York City back in the 90s, back in the early 90s. And we just played all the time. And Solas came out of that sort of like melting pot music every night, all night long. We were all living there at the time, except for John. John was out in Chicago, and but New York was kind of where we were born. So I'm from New York, and I'm really happy to be playing in New York tonight. Yeah, really great. This is a beautiful tune called Hens, and we play it for you all, especially the kids. Do I hear any kids out there? I thought I saw a few. Hey, yay, kids, can you say hello? Hi, all right, here we go.
Winifred Horan, everyone.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. So I can share this. I was thinking about the minute before I started playing that, after the lovely person shouted up, "I love you, Win," and I shouted back, "Are you single?" The first thing that came to my head was my father, who is in heaven right now and probably really not very proud of me as an Irish Catholic girl from Rockaway Beach, New York. That seems very unladylike. So, Dad, if you're up there watching.
Watching too much, yeah.
I'm chaperone.
Anyway, we hope you love that, and that piece is so beautiful. The one we just played for you. It's a tune from Brittany in France, from the Breton region, another Celtic region in the world, along with Galicia, Ireland, of course, the Isles, Scotland, and that tune is from Brittany, and we're really happy. Solas is heading over to Brittany and France for 10 days next week. Yeah. And it's going to be so great to play that one that we just played for you guys over there, because that's where we found it when we first started out as little pups. We got that tune when we were in Brittany. So, excuse me? Okay, is he okay? All right.
That's kind of funny.
Found? Sorry?
Uh-oh.
You know what? Let's talk after the show. But I'm just checking. You're okay, right? You're not too hot or feeling dehydrated, or make sure you're all drinking lots of water. Awesome. Okay, I'll talk to you after.
The line to talk with Winnie after the show will be formed over here. We will have an usher to guide you to Winifred. Well, when I was growing up in Ireland, I just remembered my father telling myself and my sisters and my brother a story about a great-great-uncle of ours, a fellow by the name of Michael Conway, who left his home in County Mayo and made his way to the States, landing in Philadelphia first. But that wasn't where his final destination was to be. His ultimate goal was a little further west, all the way out to Butte, Montana. Yes, we have some Butte rats in the audience. You never know. We've traveled all over the place, and it's surprising how many people from Butte you will meet all over the planet. But Michael wasn't alone in that journey that he took there to Butte in the early 1900s. In the late 1800s, they discovered the largest vein of copper ore anywhere in the North American continent, right there in Butte, Montana. And overnight, it became this boom town, and people from all over the world started to make their way there in the hopes of I suppose, making a better life for themselves and their families. But of all the countries that ended up out there, there was no country that was more or better represented than Ireland. It was at a time in American history when the Irish weren't particularly welcome, which I know is hard to believe this day and age, but there was a time where it was very difficult to find work in the big cities, and quite often there'd be notices saying no Irish need apply. But that was not the case in Butte, Montana. If you were Irish, you were pretty much guaranteed work in one of the many copper mines. And we came across a letter that this fella had written back to his brother, still at home in Ireland, and he wanted him to come out. And in the letter he said to him, "Come directly to Butte, don't even stop in America." So, it was good to be Irish in Butte. But, Michael's story didn't have a happy ending. But we won't go into that now because, well, we seem to be having a lovely evening so far, and we'd hate to bring you down. So, we will bring you down, but not just yet. We've a little ways to go. So, but Michael's story and the story of Butte sort of struck us as that it could be an interesting idea for an album, and so that's what we did. We wrote an album We called it NYCity, and we'd like to do a couple of songs from that album for you now. The first song is a song that I suppose is mostly speaks to the bravery and the perseverance and dignity of the miners, and it's a song called Tell God and the Devil. And we would like to, Butte was a town built by immigrants, and we would like to dedicate this song to all the immigrants.
Whoa! Yeah! Woo!
We're all immigrants. So, here is Tell God and the Devil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you very much. Well, Butte was a dangerous place, whether you were above or below ground. There were plenty of ways of getting dead, and there was you know, with all of the hardships and the trials and tribulations of just daily living there, you know, we were thinking about that and just wondering about, you know, what these immigrants would have been thinking as they were walking around the sort of yellow haze of Butte, and thinking to themselves, you know, what had they done? They'd left their homes, their friends, their families back home, and now they're in this God-forsaken place. And it was sort of, we were thinking about that when we were working on the album, and we came across a song that, not from the Irish tradition, but from the Sacred Harp singing tradition.